Hello, everyone. Here's your Southeast Idaho planning and weather briefing for December 23rd. We're right on the cusp of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and our forecast confidence is rapidly increasing for snow, especially tomorrow, actually later tonight into tomorrow across portions of eastern Idaho. Some lingering snow on Christmas Day. After that, we do have some colder weather that's going to remain with us through the rest of this week. On the satellite loop, you'll notice our initial little wave coming across California and Nevada. That's going to give us that little bit of snow increase during the day today. As this trough out to the west moves inland tonight, tomorrow into Wednesday, that's when the snow really picks up across our area. And like I said, some places are going to actually end up maybe with a few inches of decent snow across the area. Now, here we are going into later this morning, some very light precipitation spreading across the central mountains, basically from southern Twin Falls County up through into the central mountains. Going through the rest of the day, this is a depiction of what radar would look like. It looks a little more like maybe we might see more precipitation, but it's going to be fairly light as we go through the period. We get into this evening, and you'll notice moisture increases from south to north across the area. We'll take this around 2 or 3 in the morning. By tomorrow morning when you wake up, most of the precipitation is going to extend from basically north of Shoshone through the Arco Desert on up into the Island Park area. Other areas will see some smattering of light rain or snow, and the reason it's going to be both with this system is we're going to keep some warmer temperatures in the forecast until we get probably into Christmas Eve night and Christmas Day across the area. So again, it's going to be some good snow for some area. I guess the good point is that I know a lot of us have been worrying about some wind and wind loading issues. That's going away. But your weather impacts matrix shows the main issue for today is going to be continued air quality across Franklin County. We are going with some minimal to moderate impacts across the area. Where we're seeing the most impacts are going to be across the eastern highlands, on up into portions of the Lost River area, the Wood River area, the Sawtooth area. Certainly the eastern highlands, Island Park area, up towards the Monida Pass area. That's going to be, I think, more impacted. We're still a little bit hesitant to go with some bigger impacts once you get down across the Arco Desert into the Mackey area, also into the Wood River Valley. But those areas, again, we'll see that precipitation. Maybe some lingering impacts, especially in the eastern highlands on Christmas Day, but the snow will be light, and we're going to start drying out until we get probably to the first part of next week, the very tail end of 2019. Here's that little bit of snowfall across the central mountains. Into tonight, you can see where that band is setting up. We're looking at anywhere from 1 to 3 inches across the lower elevations. We're going to see some higher amounts, especially once you get above the valley floors there in the upslope areas of the central mountains from around Haley and Sun Valley up towards the Lost River Range. Down south, lighter amounts, and one of the reasons we're going to see the lighter amounts down south, especially along and south of 84 and 86, it's the typical southerly flow downslope wind event. And that's actually going to keep temperatures warm enough that even if we get precipitation, it may actually be a mix. It may a little bit of rain as well. But the downslope really cuts into the amount of precipitation we see across the area. During the day tomorrow, similar conditions with continued upslope, especially trying to shift up towards the Island Park area. So traveling into southwest Montana might be a little bit tricky for later on tonight and tomorrow. And there'll be some slick spots as well in other areas where we continue with the upslope snow. Into tomorrow night and Christmas, you'll notice that the snow lightens up a bit and starts shifting into areas along and east of I-15. Maybe a little bit of light snow lingering across the areas south towards the Utah border. Where we're going to see the downslope today, it's been really warm already. We've already seen temperatures well into the 40s. So basically from around Burley down towards Oakley up through Blackfoot, get some more mixing and continue, we very well may be into the low 50s this afternoon. Also, the downslope, the southerly flows keeping the temperatures pretty warm in the Swan Valley, also in the Driggs area. Elsewhere, it's going to be in the 20s and 30s. It's going to be above freezing in Haley, Sun Valley, also up towards Stanley as well for today. Temperatures tomorrow, there's that southerly flow keeping us a bit warmer along the interstate corridor into the south, also into the Teton Valley, the Swan Valley, but you see the cooler temperatures, especially when we get the upslope snow going and we don't have a lot of mixing out with those stronger winds. And Wednesday, temperatures continue to cool down, and we should stay rather cold through the end of the week. Now, here are some of those wind gusts we've been talking about. And those wind gusts do remain. This says tomorrow. This is actually going to be for today. Those stronger winds will continue, but they do end by the time we get into, actually, those were the wind gusts for Tuesday, and they start winding down on Wednesday. But again, they're really not going to be strong enough to have any issues with some widespread blowing snow and some wind loading issues up into the central mountains where we do have those winds occurring. Once again, looks like some decent snow for some folks for Christmas Eve, especially across eastern Idaho. If you're going to be traveling, check with our ITD partners and through the Idaho 511 program for the latest road conditions. And of course, check back with us for your latest forecast. If you have any questions, give us a call. Otherwise, have a great day out there. If you're traveling now for the Christmas holiday, do stay safe out there and enjoy the rest of your holiday season.